we're gonna be doing rapid fire. So each person gets 1 minute, and they have to try and hold their breath. So, Island Jack, go. So in the quick selection, he sees a few things. He sees a category fire. He sees water. He sees ice. He sees, but they're all separated into three categories: emitting, transformation, and mutation. And he sees the category is locked, and it's locked for one reason. It's because to help Deku, it's kind of like a block. Because when he does mutated quirk, if he does it, um, it's if he doesn't have enough skill, he can really hurt himself, and he can permanently damage his body if he doesn't have the certain amount of skill. So Naruto he sees a cool fire quirk, Hellfire, which is a kind of yellowish. It's yellow and has little black tips. And he sees a creation quirk, and he thinks that's kind of cool, and he combines them. And when he comes out the mine place, it's only been a millisecond, and he thinks that's cool because once it's only been a minute. So 1 minute inside there is a millisecond inside the real world. So he tests this quirk out, and he creates a wall of fire. Then he creates a sword that he grabs onto, and he creates a bunch of things. So he goes to school, and back to you, Eyeless Jack. So when this happens, Bakugo starts shouting to Deku. So, how you want to fight me? I'll beat you up. Um, and he starts shouting at Deku, and Deku flares up his quirk, and it kind of sparks Kachan a little bit. And when this happens, um, Bakugo makes a giant explosion, which he blocks all the students in the vicinity with like kind of a dome, a fire dome. And Naruto starts shouting at Kachan, "What's wrong with you? You could have hurt somebody." And Kachan starts saying, "Nah, nah, nah," and he starts saying, "Stop nagging me. It's not like you're my dad or something." And Deku or Azuku says it's time to put you in your place, and he kind of makes a broom, and he kind of hits Kachan with it, and he repeatedly dodges him until to the point Kachan starts crying, and everybody sees this and starts laughing at Kachan, and Kachan just uses his explosions to kind of like re- repel himself away and kind of sobbing, getting embarrassed, and he's kind of sad at the same time. So Deku going home thinking, is that the right thing to do? I made Kachan feel so bad. And he says, maybe after playing with another quirk I might feel better. He goes and he he goes into a category, he looks, and he sees a shrinking quirk. He says that's really cool. And he comes out of his mindscape and goes to his mom. Can I please have a cookie? And um, his mom says, okay, only one though. It's almost bedtime. And Deku says, okay. And he takes it to his room and he shrinks and he starts eating it. About an hour later, he finishes. And his mom tucks him into bed. Onto you, EyeLess Jack. Okay, so after this happens, Deku is like cool on All Might here, and he starts walking away, not knowing that he's gonna become a hero. He just knows he is because he has a really powerful quirk, not really needing All Might to say it's possible. And he walks away, and All Might captures the sludge villain, and he doesn't. The sludge villain doesn't get released because the only reason the sludge villain got released in the original is because Deku was distracting All Might. So Deku goes home, and he starts thinking because Deku his 10 minutes has gone down to 5 minutes, and he's thinking he just likes what he does for fun is plays with his quirk, and he mixes the fire and the water. And since the time skip, he's also been able to mix three quirks, and he adds telekinesis to the water and fire quirk. And when he does this, so Naruto, I mean Deku, he misses the water, fire, and the telekinesis quirk. And when he does this, surprisingly, he didn't. He was just playing around. He really thought he was gonna get nothing because water and fire, and he got this cool steam quirk, which allows him to control steam in the air and make the air hotter and reduce the oxygen, making people pass out. And he thinks, okay, this is kind of cool, and he heads inside and he talks to his mom that how about UA. And in this story, his mom is not fat because Deku, she's not depressed like in the original. uh, so so no, he can. Yeah. You go. Uh, Eilish, sorry to interrupt, but so since now we're getting later in the video, we're gonna swap out faster, okay? Since we're later in the video, we're gonna swap out faster. So now it's only gonna be, you get it right? Yes, so continue. Mm-hmm.
And everyone here. So if there is a gap, they're all be in the same place, and this will be the baffle key. I did end up covering a lot of the gaps with other skills, so it all worked out, but this is the best row. You don't have to have random gaps all around the key. For the next row, I want to place my skill about halfway down over the seam of the two below it, if that makes sense. I don't want the sides of my skill.
Okay, so uh, Deku kind of excited. He walks out the door where he comes to see uh, Bakugo. Bakugo says, "Oh, so you saved that girl? You're so flashy, huh? You're that good, huh? You really think you're better than me, don't you?" And Deku says that I don't want to kick your ass again. And and Bakugo says, "You kick my ass. You're weak. You're feeble." And Deku says, "Those are just words. You want me to show you some action?" And Deku goes into his mindscape and looks. Okay, this is good. And he comes out with an explosion quirk, which is almost double or even uh, triple his triple Bakugo's power. And when he does this, um, when he lets off a flare, Bakugo is kind of shivering and he's kind of scared. And Bakugo does a gigantic explosion, using a lot of sweat. Bakugo thinking, I have an ace up my sleeve. I have some very thick clothes under me, very hot, and this is basically making Bakugo sweat like crazy. And Bakugo makes a crazy explosion, which Naruto counters. Deku counters with his own explosion, which is double the size. And Bakugo thinks, this guy, he's too strong for me. Says no, and Deku rushes Bakugo and grabs him on the face, and he says, "You move, and I'll blow off your face." And Bakugo just thinking, however, falling so low, getting bitten by freaking Deku, and Deku is like, "Try that again, and I'll scar you." Back to you, EyeLess Jack. Okay. So All Might grabbing Deku's shoulder. Um, All Might says, Deku, I have a very special quirk. I'd like to pass it on to you. And before even All Might can finish that sentence, Deku says, nope, I want to use my own power. I don't want other people's power. My quirk is really strong, and I want to use it. I don't. I don't want to use yours. And he respects this. He really does. He respects it. Um, so he leaves, and he goes on to the next person, Muriel. Muriel accepts it, and he says, "Okay, sir, I think I'll give it to you next week." And while he's walking, he sees a kid, familiar one at that, laying on the floor and crying. And he says, "What's wrong?" Says, "Nothing. I'm sorry, All Might. You shouldn't see me like this." And he wipes away his tears. This is Todoroki. And Todoroki is sad because of his mom, his father, everything. He says, "I want to be strong enough to defeat my father or just win the belt test without his help. I just want to be my own person." The problem is that my dad, he's abusive. He just shouldn't be telling you this. If he finds out, he says, "Don't worry." And he calls Muriel and says, "You have a strong quirk, but I think I found somebody. He has a strong quirk too, but I think he needs it more than you." Muriel says, "Okay," and he salutes. And so, um, All Might gives the quirk to Todoroki. And if you guys didn't know, All for One, I mean One for All, enhances the people's quirks as well. So Todoroki, as soon as receiving One for All, his flames turn blue, and similar to power of cremation, and his ice is turned into blue ice, which just with one touch can give somebody frostbite. On to you, EyeLess Jack. Okay, can I comment? Can I comment? I want to say something. I want to say that Deku making the air super hot was kind of a bad idea because when it's super hot, Bakugo starts sweating more, and the more Bakugo sweats, the more powerful his explosions are. So a better counter to this would making the air super cold, so he wouldn't be able to produce some sweat, making his abilities Bakugo's abilities useless. Uh, okay. So Deku running at Bakugo with a super strong Quirk. Um, no, Deku punches Bakugo in the face, knocking him out. So so now um Deku and Todoroki win. So yeah, because Kirishima passed out and um Deku is done for. So that's gonna be the end of the what if. So yeah, yeah. So bye guys.